Hi, welcome everybody. This is Downtime Weekly episode 7. In the studio today is myself, Allan, and
Stephanie. Hi.
And today I'm going to be covering a few news pieces about a few games coming out, but also mostly just a little bit of a CS drama thing going on with the Counter-Strike Pro Player Agency. And Stephanie, you have been watching the Game Awards.
I have, yes.
So you're going to be telling us about every single game category that won.
Every single award, yes.
And you were super happy about the Game Awards because they included your favorite game, didn't they?
I'm devastated Elden Ring wasn't a part of the Game Awards. Recently, a site called BunnyhopTV caused a lot of outrage on Twitter. Basically, what they did was that they took a bunch of female Twitch streamers, embedded their videos on their site without their consent, and advertised it as a place to find the hottest girls on Twitch. I don't think I have to tell you how gross that is. And luckily, Twitch were really quick taking this down and have now blocked the site's access to these embedded links. And it is no longer possible to view these streams through the site. As I said, there was a lot of controversy, there was a lot of outrage, and I'm going to read some of the tweets. The Cafe Ella tweeted, "Bunnyhop claiming to feature attractive streamers, but then put me on the site too? Fucking weirdos." Unfortunately, I also found my stream on the site, and I tweeted, gross. Apparently I was featured on the site. I wonder if that explains the increased number of weirdos getting hit with a band blaster in my chat. Then BunnyhopTV sent out a tweet saying, "Today we helped over 100k viewers discover and support the best channels on Twitch. Streamers love the subscriptions and donations we bring them."
For those of you guys that love Mass Effect, we're going to be looking into the next generation of Mass Effect game. After the unfortunately not so well recognized Andromeda series coming out, we are now going to be looking into the next Mass Effect game, and they launched a teaser during the Game Awards. Let's check it out.
We know now that in the early years of the 20th century, this world was being watched.
Roger, copy. Eagle Houston, you're a go for landing, over.
Structure station. Unknown vessel approaching. We need first contact protocol.
Humanity now stands as partners in the galaxy.
Hawk 6 is away. Godspeed.
Is anyone receiving this? We've lost contact.
Anomaly readings all across space.
So for those of you guys that have been checking out that teaser, you're going to be very pleased to hear that Michael Gamble, the creative project leader, is also bringing back a whole bunch of the old guys from the original Mass Effect team. So on his Twitter, he's been releasing a few comments here and there about the game. And Polygon has put together a great article about that, so go read the Polygon article. So in the world of Counter-Strike, currently there seems to be a little bit of an argument going on between the Counter-Strike Professional Players Association, or the CSPPA, as we're going to be calling them now and for the future, and the CSPPA and the community at large, because there have been some issues with the recent Blast tournament where a lot of teams gathered together on the Twitter and started blasting at the CSPPA that, hey, what's going on? And the CSPPA has been blasting back, and then everyone's been blasting a few things back and forth. But basically the Players Association has some issues with the way tournaments run, and they're supposed to be representing the players' interests, helping them get breaks and vacations. They have a whole AOA where you can see like their articles of the association, and you can see that the purposes that are defined in that are what they want to try to do. And then some people are trying to say that maybe they're not all good. Maybe they're not just there for the players' sake, but they're also in it for the profit A lot of it started out on December 9th when the video game attorney, one of the co-founders of Esports Bar, tweeted out at the CSPPA after finding one of their documents. He tweeted at them this: "For anyone interested what an evil marketing company pretending to be a player association agreements looked like, this was never about helping players. It was always about making money and winning personal feuds with owners. I've been saying this since 2016 with the PEA letter." Of course, he is referencing situations where associations are gathering up a lot of player talent and putting them into unionized situations, and then they're trying to keep the tournaments, they're kind of keeping the players hostage to get their own things going. The CSPPA responded in kind and told him this: "This is in line with every major licensing program in professional sports. We have published all information about this license in early 2020. It is the CSPPA boards and ultimately the CSPPA's members who decide how the license is used." To suggest that this is different from any other PA does suggest a lack of knowledge about how players' associations operate. So the teams inside of the Blast Pro Series actually had to tweet out at the CSPPA that they were following the rules, and they were calling bullshit on it, and the CSPPA were saying the players have to be respected, so that was kind of a big issue. But currently right now people are looking into what the CSPPA does. People are calling them out for wanting to bully the industry and to take power, and basically here in the office when we discussed it, we kind of made it out to be well, if you want to get into CS and you want to make a lot of money and all the players don't have representation as a big union, you get them all on board, and then you can tell every tournament, hey, you have to pay us if you want to play with our players, and then they've just generated themselves a magical amount of money. They do say in most of their tweets that all of the money just goes to the association. It's a non-profit and everything else. But in non-profits, you can't pay yourself, so there's a vested interest for them to do that. At the same time, by being a non-profit, they can always, just say we're a non-profit, we're doing it for the good of everybody. So as a player association, they want to do what's best for their members. They need money for that, which is an obvious thing. Let's see what happens. I mean, could be anything. But in the Counter-Strike world right now, this means that we're kind of moving into the big leagues where UEFA, FIFA, NBA, other leagues are right now. And the one thing that's a little bit scary is if these guys get the power over all the players, they're going to decide the fate of all the Counter-Strike we're going to see in the future. They can basically lay down all the rules for the tournaments to come. They can tell all the organizers how to do it. They can actually tell Valve that their players want something different in the game or an update has to happen. So they're actually turning themselves into quite a powerful organization, and people are kind of resisting that. We're going to see what's going to happen in the future, but the CSPPA is trying to create something that's good, but also has a potential of evil. So we'll see how it ends up. Definitely, if you want to see some really good tweets and you want to follow a little bit more of the situation, you can go to the CSPPA's Twitter board, which will put the source right here. And then you can go to comments, just read tweets and replies, and you'll see basically how they're responding to every single comment that's coming in. And there are even some really famous people like Sadikist that are chiming in with their opinion on the matter. And he seems to be quite tired of it entirely. I mean, just read the transcript of what they write to each other and you'll know. Moving a little bit away from the Counter-Strike situation, we're going to talk about Nintendo, who is good news for the American market. In November alone, they sold 1.35 million consoles, and of those consoles are the Switch and Switch Lite. Those consoles have gone to sell a lot more than the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, and everyone's surprised. And I'm like, oh my god, how did they do it? Well, it's a cheaper console, it's available, which is one of the things that people that, want to get a PlayStation 5 know everything about. But currently the situation is as such that a lot of people want to play chill, casual games. And from that situation, we're going to be going a little bit into what kind of games they're playing. And Animal Crossing seems to be the top game. So that's pretty obvious, and congratulations to Nintendo for selling 1 trillion consoles. Alright, so I'm just going to go quickly through this. As we've been talking about CDProjekt Red the former past weeks, we want to congratulate the people at CDProjekt Red because you actually cleared 2 really insane records. One, you had 8 million pre-orders before launching the game on December 10th, and you actually got around $480 million for that, so congratulations. Around that sense, there's also the other point of matter, which is that you had 1 million people playing, or over 1 million people playing, the game at the same time. And that beats the former concurrent champion by about 500,000 people, so delaying the game, the pandemic, and all these efforts have led you into having an amazing game launch. The only thing that's a little bit unfortunate, there are a lot of reports about bugs and day one issues. And a lot of people want it to go a little bit better, but hey, they're going to be patching it, so just stick with the game. There are a lot of expansions coming, multiplayer's coming next year, so it's going to be great. And also a little tidbit to the developers that have been doing the extra crunch time, I think they're going to be very happy with the fact that they're getting a 10% profit revenue share, because now they're going to get a lot of good bonuses just before Christmas. Congratulations, guys. You did it. You actually put it out.
As you may know, the Game Awards were held this past weekend, and while many people probably just tune in for the new game announcements and new teasers, there were a lot of interesting awards being handed out as well. The winners of the evening were definitely The Last of Us Part 2, as they managed to secure 7 wins in different categories, such as Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Best Narrative, Best Audio Design, Innovation in Accessibility, Best Action Adventure, as well as Best Performance by Laura Bailey for her portrayal of Abby. Despite some controversy surrounding the game, The Last of Us Part 2 actually became the game with the most wins, as well as the most nominations in the show's history, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. Other notable mentions during the show were Final Fantasy VII Remake, which won Best Score and Music and Best Role-Playing Game. Among Us also managed to secure some titles with Best Mobile Game and Best Multiplayer Game. This might not come as a surprise to anybody, but it is pretty impressive considering how quickly they have grown. Finally, No Man's Sky won Best Ongoing Game, and this is perhaps the most unexpected win, for me at least. There were a bunch of other cool nominations, and if you're curious, we are going to link them down below if you want to check out the full list.
So just going through the Game Awards after that, we just want to show you 2 of our favorite trailers that we caught during the entire Apollo, research session at the office. We were going to be talking about Mass Effect as well, but then we decided to pick 2 other ones for different reasons. One we're looking so much forward to seeing is the Callisto Protocol.
Attention. All personnel report to the main CDProjekt block. This is not a drill.
Alright, man, get up. What the hell? You see this? Something ain't right.
Please remain calm. There is nothing to fear.
This is Black Iron to transport ship Charon. You are cleared for landing.
So the Callisto Protocol is developed by the same people that developed Dead Space, and that was an amazing horror game. The lighting, the sounds, the gameplay, the dynamics, the mechanics, everything. It was an amazing horror game. They're putting out a new horror game called the Callisto Protocol, and it's going to be sick. Like, just looking at the trailer, we already know it's going to be something completely terrifying, and we're all looking forward to playing it in 2022. So 2 years of waiting. Thanks for that. So we just wanted to talk about one of the last games that we really thought was super interesting. One of the funnest game memories that we have here in the office when we were playing multiplayer games and like to play FPS and kill a whole bunch of zombies was Left 4 Dead. The team behind that are not going to be making Left 4 Dead 2 or Left 5 Dead or whatever. They're going to be making a completely new game called Back 4 Blood, and the game looks amazing. There are a lot of combinations. When you look at it, a lot of people said like, hey man, this game looks a lot like Left 4 Dead, and that's because it's the same studio putting it out. Or the same people that were in that studio that put out Left 4 Dead, so it's like the same people. But it looks like there are a lot of interesting changes in the game, and we wanted to show you the teaser because it just looks absolutely riveting, and we look forward to playing it. And please, dear God, put like the versus mode in it where you can play the zombies against the humans. That was amazing. Let's see it!
Civilians are required to stay in their own homes for their own safety.
Stick together. We got a job to do. Remember?
And no worm-ridden son of a bitch is gonna stop us.
Buck her up, handsome.
What the hell? Cover me! You got the devil inside. You're on fire. You got the devil inside. The devil inside you. Damn, what is that?
Take it out!
Oh man, this is my favorite hoodie.
A little club soda will take that right out.
Watch out!
And here in Stockholm, I just want to cover two pieces of news that are really cool. A whole bunch of streamers have gotten together and they're helping out the community by doing two different projects, which are going to be helping out charities. One is for the radio help services or the music help here in Stockholm, and it's called, Streamhjälpen, which will be going live the 14th of December. The other one is already in action, and already on the first day, Stream of Hope, which is covering like Barncancerfonden, which is like the Child's Cancer Foundation here in Sweden that does research all over Germany and the Nordics and everywhere else, which really helps out people. And especially now that we know like all the facts behind it, they've actually already raised 27,000 euros by this morning on the first day, which is the day of filming. And it's super cool for them because I think they're going to be able to cover their entire goal of getting to 100,000 euros by the end of the weekend. We sure hope they do, and it's super nice to see streamers coming out for local causes and also a little bit more like bigger causes than themselves. So super cool to all the streamers involved, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys reach your goals. Hopefully we'll see a lot more projects like this in the future, and at the same time, it's good to see like people taking care of each other in these times. Hey everybody, we're gonna go just covering the comments from the last episode. So we're gonna start off with our own comment from Downtime, where we wrote like, also sneaky comment here, we're launching a small teaser for a new show coming out soonish. Teaser goes out tomorrow, and it's actually already out, and we're just gonna link it right here. Bling! Like magic, editor, do thing. Like magic, editor, do thing. Bling! And yeah, that's going to be our cosplay show featuring our new host, Elvina, also known as Creepiest and Cosplay. It's going to be amazing.
Exciting.
Exciting. It's sad to hear that esports teams and sponsors here have to give up due to the current world pandemic, but also nice to hear that some companies are willing to help out the esports scene. I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077 and Halo Infinite. Great show as always, guys. Thank you so much, Wispen. We are also looking forward to seeing what is going to be happening with Halo Infinite. Hopefully it's out in the spring, but you know.
We'll see.
And too bad about like, you know, the NA teams getting screwed. It's just the natural way of life.
That guy Crasher said, "That sick Cyberpunk graphics card I'll never have. Feels bad, man. But in other news, great video. Look forward to the next one."
Yeah, so Crasher's talking about the Cyberpunk graphic card we showed last time. It was sick. It's literally amazing looking. Then we got XD saying like, Sonic was a good movie, fight me. And it was actually a good movie. I just haven't seen it yet, and I feel jealous of all the people that have. But I still say that Detective Pikachu is probably one of the best game adaptations for a movie I've ever seen. And that's not just because of Ryan Reynolds. Even though he's only in it for a little bit, his voice is godly.
He really is.
I would be gay for him. I'd be gay for Ryan.
And then Peter Lund said, "Allan is a blooper machine." 10 upvotes for thumbs.
You should know how much stuff we have to cut that we can't show people ever.
We probably have hours of cut content every single episode.
Oh yeah, especially when she's the one behind the camera.
I'm the worst.
She's the worst criminal. But yeah, so thank you so much for following this
Thank
episode.
you.
It is episode 7 of Downtime Weekly, and next week we'll be back with more news, and hopefully we'll be looking into the way that Cyberpunk 2077 has been received. So thank you so much for following. Have a very nice day. This has been Allan and Steph. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care. Take care. Why did I take care?
Take
That's
care.
awkward.
Survive 2020. Congratulations.
Final Fantasy VII Remake winning best score in music and best role-playing game. There's no period here. You're crazy.
Because I removed. Hey fuckers. Alright, so
Hey, fuckers?
can't even say that. You said we could swear.
Yeah, we could. Jesus Christ. Hey, you fucks! Let's do the fucking comments. What about World of Warcraft, though? I'm still wondering, like, personally,
I'm not that nerdy. Allan.
most
I don't know.
ongoing game, World of Warcraft, wasn't even nominated. Like, did they just assume it just exists? It's a game.
An old game.
Welcome to episode 7. It's an old game?
I feel bad for the editor.
He just told me, he's like, I mean, she's great, but wow.
What do you mean, wow?
And he was like,
I'm sorry.
She does it over and over.
I'm sorry.
No, but it's kind of good
I'm
because then
new.
you can basically say like later, like, yeah, so I talked a lot. Because he actually watches it the entire way through first before he starts, so he knows what the entire video is.
Yeah.
He's gonna watch all of this.
Yeah.
I might
Enjoy.
re-edit this.
Enjoy.